What's up everybody, I'm quickly interrupting ahead of this video. Welcome to the channel of course, but quickly wanted to shout out the Signal group we have, which is a group in which I share all of my trades. For example, also this maker trade that we took over the course of this week. But we also, for example, bought Bitcoin at 101,000, which hopefully it's still trading higher at this point of time, but it went to 107,000. But I also released a new trading guide in which I fully explain one of the main strategies that I use to trade. So not only will you get profitable signals, you're also able to learn how to become a profitable trader yourself. So if you want to join, that sounds interesting, links will be down in the description. For now, enjoy the video. Bye. Good morning everybody, welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great and welcome to this full update on Ethereum. Unfortunately, we were not able to hold the breakout. I thought we would be able to hold the breakout. I still think, to be fair, that we would have held the breakout if we did not have the fundamental developments that we've had over the last 2 days, resulting in an escalation over the course of this night, of course. I think most of you already know that, but there was a severe escalation between Israel and Iran. And that has pushed the prices down lower, right? And Ethereum was also quite leveraged. So that's why you see a pretty major spike down right here. You can also see that in the open interest. Look, we had quite a lot of open interest. And we had quite a lot of leverage building up for Ethereum with this breakout above the yearly rolling VWAP. And that is, in itself, it's not necessarily bad, you know, building up too much leverage or building up much leverage. I mean, too much leverage is too much, of course. But it didn't feel like too much, especially not if you compared it and if you combined it with the spot volume that we also had coming in, which was also quite high. And then, you know, usually what happens if you break out with a lot of leverage is that leverage, you know, slowly but surely gets rinsed out of the total positions, and that then if we are able to hold crucial support levels, then it's fine, and we can rally back up with less leverage or with new leverage. And the main level that Ethereum needed to hold was this level, and we spoke about that yesterday as well, around 2690, 2680. And you can see before that, the open interest was already decreasing, right? So yesterday, when we actually had the bearish breakdown right here, when we had that bad news, we were still holding that level and we were already getting rid of some of that high leverage. But then the news was just too bad to hold everything, of course. And then all of a sudden you get a lot of these long positions being forced out, and then you get an aggressive move like this. So unfortunately, after another attempt by Ethereum to break out of the range we've been in, we've fallen back into the range. All right, and that is also the situation that we're in right now. As you can see on the higher time frames here, the 12-hour time frame, Ethereum has been in this range right here. Between 2400, let's keep it easy for ourselves, between 2400 and 2660 at this point of time. That is where the value area high is at. This is the range that we are in, and I also do think that this range will hold, right? Because I do think, you know, on the short term, we respected the range bottom right here at 2450. So that's good news. That's a good early sign of holding the range. We also have some imbalances to the upside, so that works as a bit of a magnet, pulling the prices up. But I do think, you know, talking about the fundamentals, which have been the main reason for this decrease in price, I do think we need to be realistic and say that, you know, anything we can say about the fundamentals is pure speculation. Unless we have some Israeli or Irani officials under us, I think that's speculation. And whenever you have an uncertain fundamental foundation and uncertain fundamental situation that you're in, I think the best thing is always to prepare for the worst, right? And then sometimes if the price is getting into such an area where you feel like it's oversold or overbought, it could be both. Then you can open a position. But right now Ethereum is in the middle of the range. It's in the middle of the range while the fundamental situation is not great. I would say significantly worse than Saturday and Sunday when we were at the same prices. So I would say short term, it's still best to assume that we are going to test support, right? And therefore make lower lows right here on the short term. And then eventually, look, I do think that we will be able to hold this range, right? So do I expect a bearish breakdown? No, and I think after testing the support right here, and if we get some de-escalation, if we get some more calm, in the fundamental situation, I think we can also move back up to the value area high right here. But price action like we had right here, the 19th of March, for example, that is a realistic possibility. And I think that's what you should prepare for right now. Then just keep an eye on the fundamentals, keep yourself updated on that, and then you'll be fine. And like I said, I think on the higher time frames, Ethereum will also remain stable. But that's what I think you need to know for now. So hopefully it helps. That's it. Thank you for watching. Take care and bye.